Let's talk about how high Ethereum can really go in the 2025 bull market, potentially 2026 bull market. More about that later in the video. The first thing I'm going to do here, guys, is just make my camera a little bit smaller so you can see the first thing on screen, which I believe is one of the most important things to look at, particularly where we are right now. And where we are right now, just to give reference, the time of recording, it's the middle of November, it's the 18th of November. Ethereum's currently trading at just under $3,200, and we've just entered our green zone. We're going to talk more about the green zone in a minute, also known as the banana zone to some, and we're also going to get onto some other very interesting charts like Ethereum priced in Bitcoin, which is also entering the green zone, and then we're going to talk about some other very important on-chain metrics of Ethereum later in the video. First thing, this is really important, guys, and it's just as important as everyone smashing the like. It really helps, guys. Let's talk about this. Quarterly returns. We are just about to enter Q1, which you can see is the most bullish quarterly returns for Ethereum. There's only ever really been one really bad quarterly return, minus 2022, which we know we recently had, bear market. But you can see everything else is green, and green in a big way. And Q4 is actually not bad as well, which we're currently in. You can also see that in bull markets, Q2 was also a top performer in 21 bull market, 2018 bull market. So it looks like, going by historical standards, it's a very, very bullish time to get into crypto, get into Ethereum. We can look at the Ethereum monthly returns as well, and we can see that January and February, even March, historically are very, very good for Ethereum returns. So this, if you're watching this video some point between now, before Christmas, let's say of 2024, and kind of February, March, these are where the gains are going to be made, guys, the big gains. But if you're watching this after, don't worry, my analysis covers going out to the whole bull market top where I suspect for it to peak, and there's still some returns there as well. So don't worry if you've missed the big returns. There's going to be some tips at the end of the video how you can benefit as well. But what I want to show you is the monthly Ethereum price chart. Okay, so like I said, we're currently at 3,200. Hopefully when you're watching this, we'll be much higher. You can see we have these zones. We have the expansion zones, which are in green, and the consolidation zones, also known as bear markets. Now these zones, the bull zones, in terms of time, that one took 760 days. This one here took about the same, 760 days. And I suspect that the next one is also going to take about 600-700 days. In fact, we can extrapolate that a bit further. So you can see that lines up with February, March 2026, a likely top where we might see the price reach its highest point in the bull market. Of course, many factors need to be considered: global liquidity, interest rates, what Bitcoin's doing. So we can only use what the data we have, but the data we have, it might not necessarily repeat, but it rhymes. History doesn't always repeat, it rhymes. But let's talk about this. So what we know from the previous bull market top, which was 2018, where Ethereum reached 1450, we got a percentage increase to the next top, which, by the way, took 1,400 days and was a 230% move. So if we do 1,400 days, it takes us approximately to the end of that bull market zone, and 230%, it gives you about $18,000 Ethereum. But of course, that's just going by one thing. We need to go by a few confluencing factors to get some real understanding about the cycles and, you know, how high the price can really go. The first thing we need to look at really before we get some confluence is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Again, we're just about to enter this green zone where Ethereum starts making up great gains against Bitcoin. In the last cycle, Ethereum made up 440% gains against Bitcoin. And if it did the same, it's going to take us back up to somewhere in the region of Ethereum being 1/5 of a Bitcoin. At the moment, it only costs 3% of a Bitcoin, 0.03, to buy one Ethereum. So Ethereum is very cheap. Very, very cheap. Look at the relative strength index as well down here. It's at 30. It's the lowest it's ever actually been on the monthly. And I know there's more cryptocurrencies. There's others. There's your Solanas. There's your 𝗕𝗹cije. But Ethereum, guys, the cumulative is still growing is what I was going to say. Ethereum is still the number 2 cryptocurrency and probably will remain this cycle, I believe. We know that because it has the ETF. The cumulative spot Ethereum ETFs are growing. We also have transactions on the Ethereum daily network increasing. Okay. We also have number of active Ethereum addresses on the Ethereum network growing. So it's still growing. We know that the average transaction fee has come down. It's cheap since Ethereum's gone through various upgrades. And we know that the proof of work concept, the hash rate, is only getting stronger. The network, what Ethereum is getting better and better, more secure, more easy to use. So there's nothing wrong with Ethereum. The technology is still there. People are still using it it's still the biggest developer cryptocurrency blockchain in the world, and probably will be, in my opinion, for the rest of the bull market. But it's had some of its limelight stolen by some of these altcoins. And of course, Bitcoin has been rallying. And in fact, if you look at Bitcoin dominance, it's actually reached a point now where it may struggle to keep growing. It reached 60%. It's struggling to break above 60%. And generally speaking, if you go back to Ethereum Bitcoin, the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, you always have Ethereum start taking Bitcoin over, not just in the bull market, but you can see it goes all the way, potentially even to a year into the bear market. So Ethereum has a lot of lost up ground to make against Bitcoin. So let's talk about price prediction, summary, conclusion, and analysis. One thing we're going to use here in order to do that, of course, is the log chart, the Ethereum logarithmic chart. You can still see we're in the cheap zone, this purple red zone for Ethereum. And if we go by the time it took from the previous high to the last high, which was 1400 days, we can basically draw that across 1400 days, and it takes us somewhere in the region of $15,000. The previous analysis took us to 18. This takes us to 15. We also have what's known as a cup and handle pattern in the chart, which I think needs to be looked at closely because these break to the upside and are fairly accurate. We've got about a 3.5% move here to the breakout. This actually gives us a price prediction of 16. I think it's fair to say that Ethereum's going to be somewhere between $12,000 and $18,000 by the bull market top. And in terms of how long it's going to take to get there, some point between September 2025 and March 2026. We can't time the market, guys. What we can do, of course, is buy and hold, or we can open a trade. I actually have an Ethereum trade open right now on 𝗕𝗹finde, which, by the way, you can trade on 𝗕𝗹inde from the States, Canada, UK, no KYC. And using the link down below, guys, my exclusive link, this is going to be applicable for the first 100 people, but I am going to try and renew this offer. But this one is just for 100 people that watch this. Use the link below. You'll get $300 bonus by just depositing $2,000, or there's other deposit bonuses as well by just depositing some crypto. And when you use my link, guys, you get 50% off your trading fees for a whole 3 months as well. So they're the bonuses. That's my trade, keeping this trade open all the way up into at least $10,000, $12,000. Let me know if you agree with my price prediction. Let's call it 15 grand. I think that's the realistic price prediction, the kind of median between the 12 and the 18, about $15,000. That's where I think Ethereum's going. Let me know if you agree. If anyone wants to capitalize on trading, buying, yes, I've got tutorials. They'll come up on screen in a minute just before the video ends. And also, if anyone wants to use AI to help them trade, to get key levels, stop losses, take profits, that's how I was able to enter this very profitable trade on 𝗕𝗹inde. You can use CoinGPT, which, disclaimer, me and my team developed this. It's a free Telegram bot, and it allows you to get the exact levels that you need to buy, to sell, and you can use it on any cryptocurrency, altcoins, meme coins. Check it out in the description down below. Guys, thanks for joining me, and like I said, here are some videos you may find very useful. Take care. Bye bye.